Today, in this tutorial, we will create a reaction-diffusion effect. Let's start by creating a grid of points of 5 meters with a precision of 4. I can adjust the viewpoint of my compo by pressing Alt and scrolling with my mouse wheel. I will hide the helpers for a clear view. I'm going to animate this grid of points. To do so, I will go into the placement and in the rotation settings, I will right-click and select Create Linear Loop, which will create an animation that I can slow down by increasing the time over which the animation will play. So I have this grid of points that will rotate continuously. Next, I will want to add an effect. For this, I will choose a modifier, and the effect we want is the feedback modifier, which will accentuate this movement effect. I can increase the feedback intensity to the maximum, which will kind of draw lines as the points move. On this feedback modifier, I will add another modifier, and I will choose a blur effect, which will soften the feedback. And in the settings for the blur effect, I will enable the downsampling with a ratio of 1:1. And in pixel type, I will select 16 bits clamped. I will add an overlay effect where I will duplicate the same blur modifier by pressing Ctrl and doing a drag and drop. For this first blur, I will adjust the luminosity. I will set 20%. Then, on the overlay, if I change its blending mode, I see that we have different options. And I'm going to pick Subtract. Finally, I can add a modifier Brightness Contrast Gamma. I set the contrast to 30% and set the brightness to 40. Then, when I play around with these values, we'll start to see reaction diffusion systems forming. I can group all these effects to allow me to adjust the intensity of the whole group. And I will expose the parameters of interest. For instance, the luminosity of the first blur effect. I just right-click on the parameter and choose, which creates a bank of parameters that will enable an easier access to the parameters of interest. By playing with these different parameters, I can create different reaction diffusion effects.